Hey everyone, the guy Matt here, and welcome to NFL Picks for Week 8. Let's hop straight into it. Bucks and Bills on Thursday night. I think Tampa can keep this game close to their defense. I'm coming off the loss to Atlanta, but I think Buffalo's going to be angry after that loss to New England, which was inexplicable last week. I think that's the thing. The Bills will finally bounce back a bit, even though they can still look shaky. Give me Buffalo to win. And up next, we got the Battle of the Meadowlands between the Jets and the Giants. Just obviously coming off that huge win over Philadelphia a couple weeks back. And Giants obviously have that win over the Commandos last week. Close. This is gonna be a close defensive game, but I'm gonna ride with the Jets. I think they got guilt. I think their defense is better. I think that's gonna be the difference. Defense is gonna make a play that sets up a team that can't fail a scoring chance, even if like Zach Wilson, Daniel Jones, and Tyler Taylor is your quarterbacks. So give me the Jets to win. Alrighty, Jacksonville and Pittsburgh up next. Thanks, Steelers, for surviving the refs and costing my Rams the win last week. As Jacksonville, coming off that win over New Orleans on Thursday night. Gonna be a close. I think it's gonna be a close game. Pittsburgh always plays close, but I don't. They're not gonna blame the officials this weekend. And that's gonna show that like, hey, the officials really helped them out last week. Matt Canada used up all his points. And I think Jacksonville gets the win. Give me Jacksonville to win. Alrighty, Philadelphia and Washington up next. Um, Philadelphia obviously with that win over Miami slapped Miami around as what happens with when they play a real team. And Washington, who gave the Eagles a challenge a couple weeks back. I do think this can be a close game, but I think Washington just doesn't have enough. Philadelphia will pull away. Like, give me the Eagles to win. Alrighty, my Rams and the Cowboys up next. Boy, I'm glad Brett Maher got cut. Like, I never like to be harsh on it, but the guy literally changed the momentum and cost. We lost by 7, and he cost us 7 points. So, like, yeah, what else do you mean to say? As well as the Zebras, the officials helping out Dallas more than us. But I think, can't move on, gotta move on, but this is a tough one to swallow. Dallas off a bye last week. But just improved. I'll say Micah Parsons, obviously, like, with the win over the Chargers a couple weeks ago. I think that's gonna be the difference. Aaron Donald can change the game, but I think Micah Parsons, Stafford, I'll be honest, felt like he was under a lot of pressure last week, and Pittsburgh and Dallas both have good defensive fronts. So I think that's the key to victory. I think Dallas gets the win with their thanks to their D-line. Give me the Cowboys to beat my Rams, unfortunately. Alrighty, Vikings and Packers up next. Always a fun time when these two meet. Usually produces a good game. And thank you, Minnesota. I sucked on picks in college, NFL. My team's lost, but they gave me something to salvage that we can somewhat buy with their win over the Packers. I'm not win over the Packers. We win over the 49ers, but I am picking the Vikings to beat the Packers. Jordan Addison obviously kind of coming out probably last week about Justin Jefferson, and the Vikings schedule can be very manageable to make the playoffs, especially if the Lions collapse in typical Lions fashion. On the Green Bay side, I don't have a lot of faith in Jordan Love right now. All their offense just hasn't looked good this year, mostly except when they played the Bears. Yeah, the tough loss to Denver last week. I think Minnesota keeps rolling. Give me the Vikings to win. The Falcons and Titans up next. All these teams good. Who knows? Not even their own fans. Desmond Ridder throws 3 interceptions in the loss, fumbles 2 or 3 times. I'm sorry, I can't name the exact amount. In the win, like, is he good? We don't know. I honestly don't think he's good, but who knows? Titans on the other hand, giving Will Levis, it sounds like, his first clear NFL start. This is definitely gonna be a shit show if I'm being honest. Two bad QBs. No, I'm not gonna say Willis will be bad. Just full start, probably not gonna lead to some pretty football. This model is bad in my opinion. So I think it's gonna be the Bijan and Derrick Henry show. And I think Bijan outduels Henry. Give me the Falcons to win. Alrighty, New England with the upset of the week last week with a win over the Bills game. Belichick is 300 win. Congrats. Miami loses when they play a real team like Philadelphia. New England kept it close, but New England even struggled in Miami during the Brady Belichick years. This is in Miami. I think the Dolphins bounce back. I think New England showed last week is anomaly. They're not back. They're still gonna be bad. Give me Miami to win pretty easily. Alrighty, also a team that got screwed by the refs last week. The Colts and the Saints, the first couple costly calls. Saints with the drop of the year on Monday night against not Monday night, excuse me, Thursday night against Jacksonville. But I think this game's gonna be close. But Saints, I think the Colts have looked better than I expected, especially last week without Anthony Richardson. I know Minchie had an ugly game in Jacksonville the week before. But I think Jonathan Taylor officially announces he's back this week with a huge game. Give me the Colts to win behind Taylor. Alrighty, Texans and Panthers up next. CJ Stroud, Bryce Young, number 1 and 2 picks meeting for the first time. Didn't meet in college at Ohio State and Alabama respectively. Panthers have done I thought the Rams would at least be better than this, but man, they're really bad. Please send Brian Burns to the Rams on the sheep. I beg of you. But yeah, Texans have definitely impressed me this year. Look better than I expected, and I think that continues this week. Panthers continue to not inspire confidence. Texans inspire some more confidence in me. Not saying they can get the playoffs, but definitely can play spoiler. Give me Houston to win. You know, Steve Duchon, all Buckeyes look like kind of bad. I really didn't like him on College Game Day. I guess pick on it, but he seemed like a dick about it. Alrighty, Cleveland and Seattle up next. Cleveland with the controversial win without Deshaun Watson last week over the Colts. Like, do you even want to play, or is he just like phoning it in to get the 230 million and set for life? As it was announced that PJ Walker was not for the Bucks, and he's looked serviceable overall. Seattle with the win over Arizona last week, but still seems a bit shaky. And I think they lost to the Bengals. I think Ohio just has Seattle's number. I think Walker does enough. I think that Browns defense continues to feast. Give me Cleveland to beat Seattle. Alrighty, Bengals and 49ers up next. We enter a couple Super Bowls. Bengals have to buy 49ers after loss to Minnesota on Monday night. Brock Purdy. Now, when I say overrated, I don't mean bad. I just mean not as good as everyone thinks he is. I think Brock Purdy was a bit overrated. People are starting to come to earth on him now, but do I think he's bad? No. Do I think he's something special? Also, no. I think he's just like a dude, just a jag, just another guy at QB. But obviously, 49ers defense has played solid the past couple weeks. Offense, obviously behind play looked bad. Whether Debo and Trent Williams come back or not, I'm taking the Bengals. I think something's clicked for Cincinnati, and I think that continues to show this week. Give me the Bengals. Defense does enough to upset the 49ers. Alright, Chiefs have basically won like a million straight against the Broncos. I think it's like 17 or 18, if I'm not mistaken, or 16, something like that. Well, just add to the winning streak. Chiefs, Kelsey, another big game. Mahomes looks good. Broncos continue to get owned by the Chiefs. Give me KC to win easily. Ravens and Cardinals. Cardinals look somewhat competitive at times, but I think that's kind of fallen off a bit. Give me Baltimore to win this one pretty easily as they smacked the Lions last week. Alrighty, Bills and Chargers. Chicago with the win over Vegas last week. Bajan looked I'd say pretty good for like a D2 guy making his first start. And the Chargers, just not enough to keep up with Kansas City. But I think the difference this week, I think the Chargers finally get back in the win column. Herbert has a big game. He finally stops overthrowing guys. Gets back to being the Justin Herbert, who's an elite QB that we all know. Give me the Chargers to win. Alrighty, Raiders and Lions up next. I think the Lions are going to win this one. Jimmy G's supposed to be back for the Raiders. I still think that offense is going to plateau with like 17 points. But Dan Campbell, I can tell you, not happy with what happened last week. I think the Lions are going to respond to that well. They're going to come out aggressive and show that last week was the fluke, and this ain't the same old Lions. Give me Detroit to win. So to recap, I'm picking Buffalo. The Bills, the Jets, the Jags, the Eagles, the Cowboys, the Vikings, the Falcons, the Dolphins, the Colts, the Texans, the Browns, the Bengals, the Chiefs, the Ravens, the Chargers, the Lions to win. Hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys later. Later, guys.